I'm Boyd Feltman. I'm the CEO and co-owner of Peachwave Frozen Yogurt. We're a chain of about 70 stores currently nationally, as well as in Canada and the Cayman Islands. I also own a couple of retail shops in Peachwave, one in Holland, Michigan, and one in Wyoming, Michigan as well. And even though we are a national chain, the stores are owned locally. And, all of our stores actually are owned by local investors in their communities. So in reality, even though you are, at a chain and it starts out that type of thinking, this delivers that local, customized, more boutique-y feel to the community. And it does have a way of pulling away from that national chain kind of feel because you're so entrenched and ingrained with the local customer. When I think about our customer demographics, as being a very family-friendly type of retail store, you think about a corporate profile, it's family-oriented, so I think that it reaches out to our customer and it has a way of getting out to them without really resources on my side. And then the other angle on it that I love is this is a reward often, or an award, coming to those employees. And when they see that they can redeem their award, this very positive thing, at one of our shops, right, where we are, pride ourselves in delighting people and offering a wonderful experience too, and right away the match is made that, wow, I did this great thing, I get this reward, and I get to go enjoy it at that shop. So from the very moment it touches their fingers and they see that Peachwave is a participant, it's I think a front to end positive image of our brand. We are on POS systems that are nationally spec'd for our chain. And so something custom and individualized for for one location like this, I at first had some doubts. And then when I stepped back and saw the smooth interface on the internet, the ability to quickly use my POSs as an internet-based tool to type in codes, get the redemption done, and then convert that code essentially on our end to a gift card, it became obvious that it was going to be a seamless, simple thing for my employees. We've trained our employees to explain to the customer, quickly, we're going to go ahead and redeem this and make sure that it goes through, and then we're going to convert this to a gift card for you, and then the gift card is handed to them. And the beauty of that is it turns the transaction not into just a one-timer, but because it's a gift card, if they don't use the full value that day, I've converted it now completely to a Peachwave award, the entire amount. So it brings return traffic too. If it's a $5 transaction, but it was a $25 award, they'll have $20 remaining on a piece of Peachwave currency to walk out of the store with and come back again and potentially again. So I get multiple positive impacts from that single award experience. And every time they use that, now what was West Coast cash currency that was converted into Peachwave merchant currency now, every time they redeem that, they are thinking positive things, that they did something good at some point in time, they're loving their employer for recognizing that, and then I think they're loving Peachwave for delivering the end product delight. Typically with a coupon program, you're dealing with something with sort of what I'd call a short fuse on it. So you spend a lot of time working on the graphics and the imagery. It goes to publication once or a series of times within a short time frame. And then on top of that, you're usually offering something that's a 10, 15, 20, 25%, and maybe even up discount. When you step back and think about how West Coast Cash works, it's a program that is running. Once you're up and going, it's just working for you every day. There isn't that short fuse. It's a more long-term embedded relationship. The graphics and all that kind of work, it's not really necessary with this program. I mean, it's basic logos and images do the trick. When I put it in perspective to a typical coupon that I'd be offering, which would be 10, 15, 20, 25%, it makes this even more appealing from a return standpoint. Since I was one of the quote-unquote founding sponsors or marketers under the program, obviously it was a little bit of a slow start, but what I did enjoy seeing was the amount of work that the chamber was putting in to marketing it, getting it running. And after about 3-4 months, I absolutely saw, we're a seasonal business, so when I launched it was early spring, And by the time midsummer to late summer came, it was obvious that the chamber's work to get the word out there was taking root, because then they started coming back into the store pretty regularly. I saw them come in through the winter time, which for a frozen yogurt business, that's our slow season. So getting some traction even through the winter time around the holidays when employers might be recognizing teams and employees. We see a little bit of a lift, around the holidays and things like that, which is exactly when we need it. And again, it wasn't that I was putting more time and effort in on new marketing that time of year or anything like that. It was a partnership that was just rolling on, and with the effort and support of the chamber to keep getting the word out there, I started seeing the benefits. And now that we're 1 year in, and I'm back into my second now peak season under the program, they're really coming in now. Now it's very obvious they're rooted, they're in people's hands out in the community, they're deciding where they want to use them in more scale. And now that we're getting more traffic in this time of year, we're really seeing them come in very regularly, every week at this point. So when I step back and look at the money that I spent on advertising and being a premier sponsor, so that every employee who gets one of these awards sees our logo as a featured merchant, I think that's absolutely the payback on it that I'm going to see over the second year is absolutely a positive return. First year, I'd say we were slightly above break even right away in the first year. I think it's important that you got to stick with the program, though, if you're going to be a featured merchant. Give it a shot for a longer period of time. Don't give it that short fuse that a typical coupon program or something might have. Realize that your brand is being put in people's hands in a positive experience they're having in their life with their employer. And I don't know any other way to do that. I personally don't have marketing tools that can get our brand in somebody's hands in a positively emotional time for them like this, and sort of the gift that keeps giving then once they come in and redeem. And then I think from a return on investment standpoint, the amount that you're paying for that marketing, getting out in the community, in their hands, compared to Groupons or coupons you might do or other things like that, it's a fraction of the cost. Work they're doing to establish the program, to build a large set of merchants, so there's sort of credibility and choice to ultimately push even more sales into the corporations and into individuals' hands. I just wouldn't, quite honestly, have the tools, time to do that, individually. So that kind of a service absolutely enters my mind when I think about renewing. Should I renew? What am I getting out of the chamber? And I'd say quickly, this West Coast Cash enters into the top 2 or 3 reasons why I must actually continue, with my membership in the chamber.